Hello, welcome to another exciting time on A World View. My name is Emedion James. Today we unpack issues happening in the world, particularly on Somaliland. Let's begin with our top major headlines for today. Today we'll turn the spotlight on the event happening in Europe, that is the CEO's meeting in Davos. We'll also take a quick look to the large Russian aerial attack on Kyiv that has left many Ukrainians without power. These and many more stories, and today we'll also have a special report on the Somaliland and Somalia rift. Do stay joined to us for these and many more on Worldview today. Many thanks for joining us on Worldview today. We begin with Ukraine, where a large Russian aerial strike on Ukraine has left the Ukrainian parliament and half of Kyiv's residential buildings without heating or power, as temperatures across the country continues to hover around -10°C. Drones, ballistic and cruise missiles targeted several locations in Ukraine, including Kyiv, Dnipro in the center and Odessa in the south. Air red alert in Kyiv lasted most of the night. Sirens rang out later as Russian drones and cruise missiles approached the capital. President Volodymyr Zelensky said a significant number of targets had been intercepted. But he also said that in terms of air defense missile prices alone, repelling that attack had cost Ukraine about £80 million, that is $69 million. Between Monday and Tuesday, at least 4 people died and 33 others were injured in strikes across Ukraine. Let's move now to the CEO's meeting in Davos, where European leaders, rattled by Donald Trump's latest global gambit, are looking to present a united front in Davos, as CEOs warned against an emotional response to the U.S. president's ambition to take over Greenland. French President Emmanuel Macron said the European Union should not bend to the law of the strongest, adding that it was weird that the bloc was having to contemplate using its anti-coercion instrument against the United States. Let's take a listen.
Particulier en cette année qui a commencé tragiquement pour notre pays. Aussi, la Suisse tient à...
We do believe that we need more growth, we need more stability in this world. But we do prefer respect to bullies, we do prefer science to plotism, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality. You're welcome in Europe, and you are more than welcome to France.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen highlighted the need to respond to seismic shift in the world and said the speed and scale of change had driven a consensus in Europe on independence.
Security of the Arctic region, Europe is fully committed. And we share the objectives of the United States in this regard. For instance, our EU member, Finland, one of the newest NATO members, is selling its first icebreakers to the United States. And this shows that we have the capability right here in the ice, so to speak. It shows that our northern NATO members have Arctic-ready forces right now. And above all, that Arctic security can only be achieved together. And this is why the proposed additional tariffs are a mistake.
Prime Minister Mark Carney said Canada strongly opposes U.S. tariffs linked to President Trump's push to take over Greenland, calling for a focused talks on Arctic security cooperation.
Sovereignty. We stand firmly with Greenland and Denmark and fully support their unique right to determine Greenland's future. Our commitment.
Meanwhile, thousands demonstrated in Zurich against U.S. President Donald Trump and the World Economic Forum as meeting got underway in Davos. Local police said some damage were caused to property and water cannons and tear gas were used to disperse the protesters. On today's show, we will turn the spotlight now to Somaliland. Today, we take a look at Israel's recognition of Somaliland and why the backlash by the African Union. But before then, a quick background history of Somaliland. Somaliland is located in the north of Somalia along the Gulf of Aden. This is a sea which happens to be one of the world's busiest ship routes. Now in the past, Somaliland and Somalia were different states. Somaliland was a British colony. Somali was under Italian occupation, then in 1960s. Both regions merged together and they became the modern state of Somalia. But the union did not last because power became centralized in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu, and people in the north felt marginalized and excluded. In the latest 1980s, Somalia descended into a civil war. The central government in Mogadishu collapsed. There was lots of chaos. In this chaos, Somaliland declared independence, saying they are a separate country. The year was 1991, and since then, Somaliland has operated separately from Somalia. They have their own president, their own parliament, their own currency, and their own security forces. This has been going on for more than 30 years, and yet no country in the world has ever formally recognized Somaliland as a separate country. They continue to treat it as part of Somalia. But why is that? Now, it is said that because they fear it will have a dominant effect and encourage other sectionist movement in Africa. But that has changed now, because Israel has become the first country to formally recognize Somaliland as a sovereign and independent state. These announcements met with celebration in Somaliland, crowds gathered in the streets, and flags were raised. While Somaliland celebrated, there was a strong backlash from Somali. They said Israel's move was a direct attack on its sovereignty and territorial integrity, and that it posed a security threat and threat to the security of the region. China, EU, African Union, and several West Asian states have slammed Israel, even some rebel groups. So why has Israel chosen to recognize Somaliland now? What does this recognition mean for Somaliland? And what is Israel's interest? To help us unpack these issues, I am joined by Mahfoud Ahmed Youssef, the chairman of Somaliland University's Student Association.
soo baxan wuxuu ku saabsan yahay shucuubteena waxaan u muujinaynaa horta annaga ma kala go'ayno Soomaali baa nala yiraahdaa dalkan annaga iska leh cid ku taamaysa Soomaali baa kala go'aysa waa cid riyoonaysa wallahi shucuubteena cabirana sida hore ku sheeg wax waaye waddanku waa waddan weyn waaye hadda muqdisho shacabku badan ku nool maanta inaan iska aamusna maaha gardaradna lagu sameeyaa ka aamus taasna raalli kuna waaye marka raalli kumani insha Allah dawladdeena garab taaganahay isku soo baxan wuxuu ku saabsan yahay shucuubteena waxaan u muujinaynaa horta annaga ma kala go'ayno Soomaali baa nala yiraahdaa dalkan annaga iska leh cid ku taamaysa Soomaali baa kala go'aysa waa cid riyoonaysa wallahi shucuubteena cabirana sida hore ku sheeg wax waaye waddanku waa waddan weyn waaye hadda muqdisho shacabku badan ku nool marka garab aan una insha Allah duleer waxaan rajaynaynaa inaan guuleysayna rajay
Yes, most welcome.
Okay, so Mr. Youssef, let's just hit the ground running. What was your first reaction to Israel's recognition of your country on December 26, 2025?
Can you repeat it, please? Can you repeat the question?
What was your reaction to Israel's recognition of your country? How did you feel when Israel recognized Somaliland?
Thank you very much, first and foremost, having me in this interview. First reaction was, this was a strategic and historic moment. It was a strategic and historic movement.
Okay.
Strategic, yes, and historic moment confirming Somaliland's long-term commitment for security and peace and effective.
Okay. So,
okay.
What about other people? How did other people respond to Israel recognizing your country?
What? Can you repeat it again?
How did other people react to Israel recognizing your country? How did other people in the country react? Were they happy? Were they sad? Were they in disagreement?
Yeah. Actually, it was very amazing, very outstanding, and the people of Somaliland are united 100%, which never happened before, because they were struggling to have achievement of recognition. Once they got it, they are united 100%. Even I can say that over 100%, they are united. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Yusuf, I want to ask you, why did your country
Yeah.
really want ties with Israel?
What can you repeat it, please?
Why did your country want ties with Israel? Was it for security? Was it for money? Or was it for legitimacy?
Yeah. Actually, when we talk about the security and economic and legitimacy, they are interconnected. This true, because security, because we are essentially volatile region is in Horn of Africa, and secondly, economic also we need for the development. And legitimacy we need because of the recognition and international community. We can stand and they can see us as an independent government. That is what makes our people exciting.
That's very good. But then again, let's also talk about the Ethiopia MOU of 2024. Do you think that this MOU by Ethiopia helped lead to Israel recognition of your country?
Actually, in the earlier, the agreement between the Somaliland and Ethiopia demonstrated Somaliland capacity to act as a reliable and responsible regional partner. You understand my point?
Yeah.
And that is a way for the other international community to come and to trust us as a reliable partner of the region. It is very good step, very good step.
Yeah, it's a good step, actually. So do you think that
Yeah.
Israel recognizing Somaliland has helped them gain more respect internationally?
Yes, of course. If the Somaliland was suffering, suffering for a very long time, over 34 years, for seeking recognition. Once they got the recognition, Somaliland will be part of international community.
So I'm just wondering, Mr. Yusuf, Somaliland, according to report, has been independent for 30 plus years. Why did it take so much time for Somaliland to be recognized by the world?
Actually, that is the question which we've been asking our people and ourselves. Somaliland has done it very, very good studies. Somalia has been taking democracy, which we will never get it in Horn of Africa. We have 4 presidential elections. We passed the transition to the power peacefully. And our president, when they transfer the power, they remain in the city, they are indifferent. No one was holding power once he left.
Yeah.
We did all that good things, but unfortunately, international community, they did not listen our call for the recognition. That is up to the international conditions. But we did something very amazing, very good things, which can attract in the eyes of international community.
Okay, so let's still stay on this topic. Somalia is not happy with the separation. How do you react to that? How do you feel about Somalia, the AU, China, being against Israel for recognizing your country as an independent state? How do you react to that?
Actually, we have no problem with the Somali. We have no problem with Somalia, and we have no problem anyone neighbor countries. Our target is to get the recognition. We call all our brothers and sisters. We are looking for recognition. And wherever we can get the recognition, we go through. So whenever they did a Mogadishu and other alliances, we don't mind it. But we told them that again and again, brothers and sisters, we are seriously committed to get recognition. and we are not going to harm any one of us. If Somaliland has been recognized, we are ready to support Somalia rather than against Somalia.
Okay, Mr. Youssef, thank you so much. But I'd like you to tell us, you know, the world is literally watching. What are those things that Somaliland have that, you know, they deserve to be on international platforms? What are those things or criteria that you know that your country has met and they deserve to be on the spotlight internationally?
Actually, can you, the way it is going on, and can you repeat it again if you don't mind?
Okay, it's okay. I was literally asking, what are those things that Somaliland has that, you know, should project them to the international, you know, space? What are those things that Somaliland has that is different from Somalia and they deserve to be on their own?
Yeah, actually, it's very clear. That is very, very clear. Somaliland, they have got elected president, one man, one vote, and Somalia, they doesn't have. They have selected, with a very few people, 200 people, has been selected the president of Somalia. And Somaliland has been elected. There is question of elected and selected.
Okay.
You understand the point?
Yes,
We
yes.
are very different. If you go to the Somalia, in the other part of the Somalia, there is selection process, but they don't have elected president, which is almost, it will take another coming 50 years, 50 years coming ahead. They will not reach that step. But we pray for God to be reached in our state, and we are trying to help our brothers Somalis, and we have in a very heartful. Our hearts are with the Somalis. We are very happy with the Somalis. We want to support them, unfortunately, but they are not listening to our voice.
They aren't listening, according to Mr. Youssef. But why, you know, reading report, the reason why the world, not literally the world, but most people are against the separation of Somalia from Somaliland, it's because some people say it's Israel's interest in Somaliland. Do you know, or have you asked or found out what is Israel's interest in Somaliland? And does Israel's interest align with Somaliland's interest?
Actually, why Somaliland? You mean that why Somaliland? Why the people are opposing the separation of Somaliland? Actually, there is a case. Somaliland got independent from the British protectorate in 1960. So they united, after 4 days, they united with the Somalia. They take everything to the Mogadishu, and Mogadishu marginalized the people of Somaliland. So after a little while, officials from UK, Somaliland training officers from the UK, when they returned back to the Somalia, they thought the thing has been messed up. So they decided that they fight for that, but they failed. Again, in 1988, the fighting has been erupted in Somalia and Somaliland. Yeah. In 1994, Somaliland gained its territorial integrity, and they announced they have been separated from Somalia. So yeah. That is the reason why Somalia, because the genocide has been taken place in Hargeisa. Yeah. Genocide has been taken place. Because of that, the people has got fear, what they call it United Somali.
Mr. Youssef, most people say that Israel's presence in Somaliland is because of the trade route or access to the Red Sea. Do you agree with what they are saying?
And actually, why Somaliland are separated? Yes, it is, the technical, the Red Sea and the trade route is something very technical, but it is something very principles are before that. Somali and Somaliland, they have been separated due to the genocide take place. Not in the importance of the Red Sea, not importance of the maritime route, and like that. That was the technical. But what we all agree is that the genocide has been taken place, and the trust between the two people has been lost.
Mr. Youssef? Okay, I think network is a little bit tricky right there. Mr. Youssef, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, thank you very much.
yeah, I think I have two more questions before I let you go. Do you feel or do you think
Yeah.
that Israel's recognition of Somaliland will open the way for other nations to come and recognize Somaliland?
Yes, yes, definitely. I'm not going to mention it. Few countries, I don't want to mention it, but there are few countries on the pipeline for recognition of the Somaliland very soon.
Very soon. That's very true. And my last question to you, what do you expect next from the relationship with Israel? What are your expectations? What do you want Israel to bring into the picture? And what is Somaliland ready to give out?
Actually, Somaliland ready to give back mutual respect. Actually, this recognition was mutual respect between Israel and Somaliland. That's the number one. We don't bargain what we are getting and what they are getting from us. That was not on the table right now. But actually, we will have the cooperation, economic cooperation, security cooperation, legitimacy cooperation. We will have more cooperations. And you will, in Somaliland, Somaliland ordinary people, they are very happy with this.
Okay. Mr. Youssef, a follow-up question.
Yes.
Have people in Somaliland or authorities in Somaliland weighed this option by Israel carefully? Are you certain that, the same thing you have in your mind or your own thoughts or perspective towards Israel is also the same in the hearts of Israel?
Actually, can you repeat that point? It is question of the safety. You mean that safety?
Yes, I'm asking if the options have been weighed clearly. Israel's interests and your interests, do they align?
Yeah, actually, as I mentioned it before, our main objective is to get the recognition, and the rest it is dependent upon the mutual respect. But the safety and the security, it is up to us how to do and how to protect our people and the safety.
Okay. Security and every other thing is up to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Youssef, for being a part of Worldview on Spectrum TV.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to have it. I'm very happy. Thank you very much. Good luck.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's a wrap today on Worldview. It's been an exciting time talking to Mr. Youssef from Somaliland. Tell us about how he feels about the recognition by Israel and also what the world should expect. My name is Emedion James. Till I come your way, same time, same station. Do ensure to take good care of yourself and thank you for watching.